And every instance it has, I guess it comes with like a website, I guess.
Every instance? No, 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 no. If I don't install a server, it wouldn't have that. It won't. You have to install a server for that. Okay. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete one of the instances. So I'm going to go ahead here, select this one here, and what it says instance state, I'm going to terminate the instance. Okay. So this one will stop the terminate it immediately. Okay. So I click on terminate, and here you will see that your instance is shutting down. Okay. It's been terminated. So you're not going to be billed for that instance anymore if you are being
Should we
billed.
do that?
Huh?
Should we do that?
Um, if you want to do it, if you have to, you can do one because we're going to create a custom AMI from the other one.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we have this, I have two different ways to do this. So I can go ahead and right click, and then I have the options here, right? Or I can click here where it says actions, and I get the same actions here. Okay. So different ways to do it. I'm going to right click. As you can see, the first one was terminated already. It's gone, right? It's terminated. If you don't want to keep this guy here anymore, you want to see the one that is running only, you can put a filter here, a filter that will filter your instances by running state or by state, right? So I can say state, and I only want the ones that are running. So I get only one, right? So again, you can clear the filters and go ahead here, click on this, and then scroll down and find the instance state, and then select the state that you want. I want the terminated only, I have the terminated, right? I want the ones that are running, I can say running, right? And it gives me the running only, right? So now that I have this, I can right click and then look for image and templates, right? Image and templates. Again, right click, image and templates, and create an image, right? So I'm going to create an image, which is like a snapshot, like a frozen picture or image of this EC2 instance. So I can create an image, and then the image, I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to say my Apache server image, right? My Apache server image. So now that I have this, I can scroll down, leave everything the way it is, right? And tag is optional. A tag is a label you assign to the AWS resource. Tag the image and snapshot together. Okay. Maybe I want to say name and say Apache server image, right? So I have the tag there. Okay. Perfect. Is everyone here? So basically you put the name there, give it a name. The tags is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I prefer to identify it, and you will understand why using tag is important later, even though it's optional. So I can put a description here. This image contains an Apache server, right? Okay. As you can see, the description is also optional, but the more information they provide, the better, right? So now that will create an image. So now we don't see here because this is the EC2 instances part, but you can scroll down what it says AMIs right here on the images, and then you will see that my image is being created, right? So it's the pending status right now, okay? If you click on tags here, you will see that it has a name, Apache server image, right? And of course, you can also see here, right? This is the image tag, right? This is the image name, right? This is the AMI ID, right? This is the source, so it'll be my account. The owner is my account. Private is private, it's not public. Creation time, platform is other Linux. Root value is EBS, Elastic Block Store. Virtualization, hypervisor. Okay. So this will take some minutes, right? Until you spend it's created. Okay. So basically, what we just did is create a custom AMI. I'm sorry. So now, when it's created, I can create web servers. I don't have to install anything because the image already contains the Apache server. Okay. So we had an original image, which is the one that I used to create the instance. So if I go back to my instance, this is the original image. If I click here, I can see more information about this instance, and it will tell me that the image that I used was this one. This is the original image. The one that I'm creating, let me right click here, open a different tab, so I can see my AMIs. Where is EC2? EC2 here, right? So I can see my AMIs. You see that the image ID of this instance is not the same. This ends in 3D15, and this one is 45E9. So this is the original one, and this is a custom one that I created for myself that already contains the server. So I don't have to type bin bash, all that, install HTTP, all that. It's already installed. Okay. I can create as many instances as I want with this image. Go ahead, Nathan.
Is the EC2 dashboard new? Because I see new, and then same with instances and reserve instances. Is that new stuff in AWS? It says new next to it on the left. On the left. Yeah. See how it says new?
Oh, because they are constantly improving.
So they updated something.
The dashboard. Yeah, they
Okay.
add in things, new things, and improving.
I was like, yeah. Instances have probably been around for a while, right?
Yeah. It's just that they made an update to that section of the dashboard.
I got it.
Question. So how come your AMI ID and ours are the same?
What do you mean? The same ID?
Yeah, ours ends at 45E9 as well.
Oh, the 45E, because that's the same for everybody. The one that you find when you launch the instance, that's the latest AMI in the Northern Virginia region. It's the same for you, for me. Okay. But the custom shouldn't be the same. So you see here, now my image is available, right? I can go ahead and delete this instance. I don't want it anymore. I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to delete this instance, right? Terminate. So now it's being terminated. It disappears because the filter, it's only bringing the ones that are running. This one is not running anymore. So if I remove this filter, I will see that this one is shutting down. Okay.
We're keeping ours because we're doing more, right?
Huh?
We're keeping our instance because we're doing more, right?
No, you can delete them all.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We're gonna create another one now with the new image. Okay. So now that I have my instances terminated here, I can go ahead and launch a new instance, but this time I'm going to use, instead of use the quick start, I'm going to use my AMIs. And if I click here, I can see that my AMI, this is the description, contains an Apache server, right? So now when I choose.
Can you show me how did you get that?
Okay, you, by default, you land in the quick start, right? This is by default, the quick start. My AMIs, click on that, and then you will see your image.
Oh, okay.
The one that I created here, right? So now that I have my image, I can go ahead and select it and continue the process. It's the same process now, right? Same thing. We're gonna leave everything as is here, continue to the configuration details. I'm gonna create only one. I don't have to create two, right? only one. So the default VPC, if we have a VPC, we can select our VPC, but right now we don't have any. It gives you the choice to create one, as you can see. I can create a new subnet if I want, but I want to select the US East 1A. If you're in Ohio, you're going to have US East 2A or 2C or 2B, right? Now I'm going to enable this because remember, this is a web server. I need to have a public IP. Otherwise, I will not be able to connect. No one's going to be able to connect, right? Right now, remember that before we had to install the server here? Not anymore. Not anymore. Now we have to do is continue the process, right? And this one is going to be the same. We don't have to do anything. Tags, I should add a tag just like I did before. So I'm going to say name, right? And if you have done it before, it's going to give you suggestions. And then here, right? It's going to give you suggestions. Now that we have the tag, we're going to select the same security group because once you create it, it stays there. It doesn't go away when you delete the instance. So the security group, I can go ahead and select an existing one, right? So I select an existing one, and this is the one that I created before, right? So I'm going to select this one, right? But I'm really surprised that it doesn't have SSH into it.
Ours do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have it.
Why mine doesn't have it? Weird. All right, don't worry. So review and launch. It's right here. It doesn't show, but it's here. It's supposed to have it, right? Best practices, guys, is to use your IP here, okay? For now, let's keep it that way. Now, if I launch the instance, I'm not going to SSH into the instance, so I can go ahead and proceed without a key, right? Without a key, I don't need to have a key now. I'm just gonna see the browser. That's what I need to see, right? Now I launch the instance. I can click here or view instances. I prefer this one. And now I see pending, you see? I see pending here. So right now it's pending. It'll be running in no time.
Hey, I have a random question. While we were creating the instance, so when it was on the default, you know how you selected 1A for like the region or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And if you had a default, you could do IPv6, but when you selected the region in Northern Virginia, like one of them, like you could no longer, it didn't support IPv6, it was only IPv4. It's kind of weird.
Okay, let me see here.
Because this isn't like a more, yeah, you can see when, you see how I scroll down, leave it at default. Wait, scroll up. I didn't see the IPv. Okay, choose your zone to the 1A again. I don't see yours saying that. Wait, right there, you see us as IPv6. The selected subnet does not support IPv6 because it does not have an IPv6 CIDR. But if you had it on default, that goes away. Weird.
Oh, because AWS would choose the one that has it. That's why it goes away.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we have this guy running, we can go ahead and grab the IP address, and that should work perfectly. There you go. You see, guys, the difference between a custom AMI and a regional AMI? Do you understand it now better?
Yeah, it's quicker.
So you get the AMI from AWS, you create an instance, you install everything that you want, right? Because this is just a web server, but you can install many things. A mail server, database server, so many things that you can install. Once you have that, you create an AMI from that instance, and that becomes a custom AMI that you can save, and then you can use as many times as you want to create web servers. Okay. Let me take a look at something here. So the only problem that we have here, is that once you do that, specifically with an Apache server, is that it will save the settings of that particular instance where we got the AMI from. Because if you take a look at the instance ID of this guy, it's E35E 952E. It's not the same instance. But we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We created that. I could have changed this in the original AMI and not print this, okay? Not print this. I could install something else and not print the metadata. But it seems that it took a shot of that instance at that time and it brought it over to the new instance, right? So this is not the data that we're looking for. This is not the host either. The host is not 978. You take a look at the host is 9141. Actually, it's 477 right here. That's the host. Okay, so it's not the same, but it doesn't matter. It's a custom AMI. Okay, and with this custom AMI, you don't have to come to the quick start if you don't want to. When you launch an instance, the quick start is when you select the instance as a quick start. You can go ahead and go directly to the image where the images are here and click on launch. That will take you through the whole process of launching an instance, but you will skip the first step, which is choosing an image. The image is already selected here, right? So you launch, and it takes you to the second step when you select the EC2 instance type. Right?
I think you can also go to the first step there too. So select, go back to the side, to select your AMI, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like right next, if you it says EC2 image builder, so you can, the first step is that one next to launch, right?
It's a different thing.
Oh, never mind.
All right. So guys, that's